Hey Neil, thanks for joining me.
Thanks, Michael. Nice to be back again.
Nice to
We
meet.
get to
Nice to.
see each other every month or two or three
We're
now.
we're we're
Great.
chatting every few months. You're making so many good movies, and the latest one is Guns and Moses. Let me read a plot summary for folks. It follows a small town rabbi who becomes an unlikely gun fighter after his community is violently attacked. The story was inspired, of course, by real life anti-Semitic violence. Neil, why did you want to help make this film? Why did you want to be involved?
Well, I think everyone knows that I love to do films that have a backdrop of faith. Whether I play the good guy or the bad guy or the in-between guy, I like to be part of films that make you think about what is this all about? What is our self-worth? What can we do to add to this place? Or sometimes with characters, what can we do to, subtract from this place? And there are good guys, there are bad guys on the planet, and there are stories to be told about all of them. And if you can make a film that by the end of the film makes you think, oh, okay, I can be a little bit better of a husband. I can be better of a dad or a coworker, or whatever the case is. Then I think we've done our job as filmmakers to make the world a better place. As corny as that might sound, you get millions of people going to see a movie. You have the chance to really kind of help millions of people think about things as well. And Guns and Moses is one of those films that makes you think, okay, where do I stand with this? What's the right thing to be doing here, and how do I feel about it, and what can I do about it? And that's what I love about films like Guns and Moses.
You portray the mayor in this film, Donovan Kirk. Tell us about your character and how he approaches this shocking event in this town.
It's without giving too much of the plot away, because I will, you can see the genuine care that he has for the Jewish community, and the shock that happens really hits him. And you'll see what happens in the film, but there's so many. Mark's performance is just, when do you get to see a rabbi as a Clint Eastwood type of character, and taken into his own hands? It's I go back to Charles Bronson in Death Wish. It's more of that unassuming businessman, or something happens and all of a sudden he has to do something that he never thought he had the power or strength to do. And that's what Mark does with his character, and it's really just a phenomenal performance by him, and the direction by Sal was terrific. So I'm very proud to be part of a film like this, that's for sure.
One of the lines that the mayor says in the trailer, we're not giving away anything, is his people are my people. He's talking about the rabbi. Tell us the meaning behind that powerful line.
Well, I think for me personally, if God created us all and we are all God's children, that makes us all brothers and sisters. No matter what your race, your creed, your religion, your beliefs are, how much money you have, how much money you don't have, we're all brothers and sisters. And if we just start to root for each other a little bit more, wouldn't the world be a much better place? And then things like this happen to really kind of solidify that thought. We should stop fighting so much. We should start enjoying each other, learning from each other, and I think that's the message for this film, and that's the message that is so important, especially right now in this day and age where there's such a mess going on politically, spiritually, what religion you are, what country you're from, all the different beliefs. Oh my gosh, it's exhausting. And
Uh,
if we just stopped and thought for a second, all right, let's break bread with the people that we think we don't really like. Let's figure out why we're enemies. And at the end of the
yeah.
day, if we're breaking bread and sitting around with other people, we realize, well, why are we enemies? I can't really remember why, but it's been taught to me from generation to generation that we're supposed to dislike these other people.
Yeah.
That's why I love films like this. They talk about God, they talk about faith, they talk about, okay, what is your place here and what are you supposed to do with each other? And I'm very proud to be part of a film like Guns N' Moses.
Yeah, Jesus loves your enemy, and your enemy was created in God's image. I think that's what we all need to learn more and embrace.
Exactly.
Is this just a gunslinger movie? People are
No, no. Yeah, there's vigilantism in the film for sure, for certain powerful reasons. Uh, but it really, in the end, it makes you again think, why am I so against something else? What is it that offends me by somebody else's thoughts or beliefs or such? Why can't we just respect each other's beliefs and live that way?
Let me ask you about where you've landed in the last few years of your career. You're making a lot of messages or making a lot of films with a message, films that are inspiring, films that are about faith, films that carry a lesson. How did that happen? Why are you making so many films in that niche right now?
Well, because I don't think a lot of people are, and that's part of it. But even more than that, I've always had this very great relationship with God. And years ago when I went through some troubles, it was He that I leaned on, and it was He that I forgot about for a while when I was going through the troubles. And then when I realized you can't get through your troubles without faith and faith in Him. So at that point, Reve and I, my wife, decided we're going to start making films that give glory to him. Not just Christian films, but films that you could Christian, Jewish, Muslim, agnostic, Buddhist, doesn't matter. You go to our films and you think, oh wow, maybe I can be a little bit better of a whatever. And I love making films like that. They're great films. They've all done so well. I mean, from Shift to Homestead and now The Last Rodeo, which is killing it on video and sales and such. And I'm so honored and just humbled by it that people love to see films that make you think a little bit. Think about what is your place on this planet and how can I make the world a better place while I'm here for this finite amount of time. And those are the films that we want to make so we can grapple with those ideas and give the audience something they can go home with and think, yeah, I can be a little bit better.
10 years ago, we didn't have this many good faith films. Would you agree that we're living in a golden age of that?
Well, if you go back to the origin of films, it was always talking about God. There were big plays on that. If you go back to Ben-Hur, before that, go back to D.W. Griffith's films, and about faith and such. So I think that we lost track of that for a while. I think we got away from it, and Hollywood got incredibly dark with its choices that it was making. And they're still making very dark films, but that's fine and dandy. I'm not. I want to make films that you can be dark, can be edgy, can talk about really difficult subject matters, but you get through these situations through having faith. And I think that's, look at the films that we're doing with Angel Studios, the amazing Angel Studios. We're doing films that, these $5 to $8 million films that are making $15 to $20 million in the box office, and then going gangbusters when it comes to Apple or Prime, and then later on streaming through the Angel website. So they're doing really, really well. So what does that tell you? People have an appetite for films that make you think, not just films that kind of take you away from thinking. Here, this is what you are going to think. This is the music's going to swell here because I want to manufacture an emotion. Here's the guns because you need more guns, whatever. We're trying to make films that are allowing you to think and allowing you to process the information and give you the opportunity to make a choice in your own personal lives. And as corny as that might sound, it's working, Michael. People are really enjoying these films. And when it comes to family night, people are sitting around the TV this last Friday night, and everyone's, number 2 or number 4 on Apple this week was The Last Rodeo. That's a small little teeny film going against Goliath-sized films, and we're winning. Why? We're winning because people want to see good movies where they can bring the whole family and have a discussion after the movie, not have to cover eyes or ears and say, all right, what'd you think of this film? And have that kind of conversation. Hollywood's gone away from that, and we're bringing it back.
Before we let you go, what else is in your future besides Guns and Moses? What comes after this for you?
Well, we finish up the season on Tulsa King this week, which has been awesome. Sylvester Stallone is just a beast of a human being, and I love him to death. Happy birthday, Sly, was yesterday. And so we'll start back on season 4 in October. We have a couple little films we're going to do in between then, but then we gear up for our next big film that I wrote with my partner, Derek Presley, that Reve and I are going to produce. It's called The Wicked and the Righteous. It's Cain and Abel in the West, and I'm really looking forward to getting into that one.
Neal, always good talking to you. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Michael. God bless you.